Master, the other his hard-working slave, worlds apart but discovered together, frozen in time.
Understanding the entirety of human history is a monumental task, underscored by the many archaeological discoveries that shed light on our shared gaps in knowledge. Archaeology dives deep into human history, primarily by scrutinizing tangible remnants, especially artifacts and structures. Recent years have brought forth a wealth of findings that reshape our perspective on historical narratives and offer insights into the lives, endeavors, and eventual fates of ancient societies. While iconic landmarks like the Great Pyramids and Machu Picchu are undoubtedly noteworthy, they've been familiar to us for ages. In contrast, this presentation will spotlight some of the most striking archaeological finds of this year. These finds range widely in terms of age, location, cultural relevance, and discipline. Some of these artifacts might have been around for ages but only gained recognition recently. We've curated a list of the 19 most astonishing archaeological revelations for you.
But scientists tell us that Ada is definitely a human. So why does it look like this?
Strange reappearing hole. In the early 1970s, satellites first captured a peculiar hole in an Antarctic seasonal ice pack in the Lazarev Sea. This anomaly vanished in summer and remained a mystery for years. Recently, during Antarctica's coldest months when ice peaks in thickness, this massive hole, spanning nearly 3,700 square miles, re-emerged in the same location. Within 2 months, its size increased by an astonishing 740% before shrinking with the summer thaw. Pet Cemetery. In a remarkable discovery during the excavation of a millennium-old cemetery south of Lima, Peruvian anthropologist Sonia Guillen and her dedicated team unearthed more than just ancient human remains. Nestled within the burial grounds of the Tirabaya civilization, predating the Inca Empire, lay the remains of 43 dogs, cherished companions of their time. These valued canines, integral to llama herding, were given a special place in death, interred in separate cemeteries adjacent to their human counterparts. The desert's arid climate proved to be a time capsule, preserving not only the dogs' remains, but also their snacks and blankets. As they examined these ancient dog remains, Jean and her team were struck by the uncanny resemblance to a modern breed known as the Tirabaya Shepherd. Currently, their mission extends beyond mere discovery, as they strive to establish a genetic connection between these ancient dogs and their contemporary counterparts. This intriguing research promises to shed light on the enduring legacy of these loyal canine companions across the ages. Medieval maternity. Unveiling a glimpse into medieval maternity, the story of a woman from Imola, Italy, some 1,300 years ago captivates our imaginations. She tragically passed away just weeks before her anticipated childbirth, leaving behind a remarkable archaeological find. Among her remains lay the skeleton of her unborn fetus, positioned between her legs, a rare phenomenon known as coffin birth. This occurrence, where gas buildup within a pregnant woman's body expels the fetus from the birth canal post-mortem, is an exceedingly unusual event. Yet, what elevates this discovery to even greater intrigue is the revelation that a hole had been meticulously drilled into the mother's skull before her demise. Termed trepanation, this procedure has surfaced throughout history in various corners of the world, employed for treating head injuries, alleviating headaches, and perhaps even exorcising malevolent spirits. In this specific instance, researchers are left pondering whether the woman suffered from preeclampsia or eclampsia, both pregnancy-related disorders characterized by dangerously high blood pressure and the potential for seizures. This enigmatic find not only offers a glimpse into ancient medical practices, but also raises questions about the woman's struggles during pregnancy in a bygone era, prompting us to explore the complexities of maternal health across the ages. Göbekli Tepe. Over 11,000 years ago, as the Stone Age neared its end, our ancestors were still nomadic hunter-gatherers, far from adopting the agriculture-based lifestyles that would eventually give rise to our modern cities and towns. But a striking archaeological site in Turkey, known as Göbekli Tepe, challenges this timeline. Göbekli Tepe boasts enormous pillars adorned with intricate animal sculptures, stone rings, and numerous rectangular rooms. Many scholars speculate that it might have served religious purposes, making it a potential contender for the world's earliest known construction. This ancient site sparks intriguing questions about our distant past and the roots of human civilization. Surprises in Egypt. Egyptian archaeology has witnessed its share of surprising discoveries, including some rather peculiar ones. Peter de Manuelian, an esteemed Egyptologist and director of the Harvard Semitic Museum, recalled an amusing incident involving his Harvard predecessor Dowse Dunham, who sought to outwit the renowned Egyptologist George Reisner, known for directing successful pyramid excavations. In 1914, Dunham decided to test Reisner's detective skills by placing a bronze Roman coin, acquired from a Cairo antique shop, within a burial chamber slated for excavation. However, this prank proved futile, as Reisner swiftly discerned the planted coin once the chamber's contents were organized. Adding another layer of intrigue to the story, Manuelian reported the discovery of one of Reisner's measuring sticks in a tomb in Middle Egypt in early 2018, 103 years after Reisner initially worked in the region. These tales from the world of Egyptology showcase the rich history of archaeological exploration and the occasional playful antics that punctuate its serious endeavors. Tiny human or alien. In 2003, a remarkable discovery emerged from the arid expanse of Chile's Atacama Desert, a naturally mummified skeleton, an astonishing 6 inches in height, with an intriguingly pointed head. While many initially speculated that these remains belonged to an otherworldly being, rigorous scientific inquiry has since unraveled the mystery. Through DNA sequencing and analysis, researchers confirmed that this diminutive skeleton, dubbed Ata, was indeed of human origin. Despite her small stature, Ata exhibited bone density akin to that of a typical 6-year-old. Her genetic ancestry revealed a predominant connection to native Chileans, with traces of European heritage in her family tree. However, what truly set Ata apart were the 7 distinct genetic mutations affecting her growth process. These mutations remain a perplexing puzzle for scientists, leaving them unable to pinpoint which anomaly precisely caused her skeletal abnormalities. ATA's story continues to captivate both scientific and public imagination, offering a glimpse into the intricate complexities of human genetics and the extraordinary tales hidden in our ancient past. Zoo animals in ancient Egypt. In the distant past, when Hierakonpolis stood as a prominent Nile River town, its affluent residents flaunted their status by harboring exotic pets. The sands of time have unveiled a captivating chapter in the history of zoo animals in ancient Egypt. During a cemetery excavation, the skeletal remains of various creatures, including hippos, baboons, and elephants, were unearthed. A peculiar revelation emerged from these findings, as many of the baboons and the hippo displayed evidence of healed bone fractures. These telltale signs hint at a life filled with peril, suggesting that these animals endured injuries during capture or while being restrained. Remarkably, the very presence of these healed bones stands as evidence of their captivity. Such protection was evidently provided, as without it, these injuries could not have healed. This compelling discovery affirms the historical practice of keeping animals in captivity for the amusement and prestige of ancient Egyptian elites. Intriguingly, this glimpse into the past offers a unique perspective on the treatment of these animals and underscores their cultural significance. In the same breath, it highlights a contrasting practice of respecting and revering children with disabilities, who were laid to rest with utmost reverence akin to royalty. Buried kids. Around 34,000 years ago, deep in history, hunter-gatherer communities laid their deceased to rest at the Sungir site, nestled just a few hours east of present-day Moscow. These graves concealed intriguing tales of the past. Upon excavation, researchers uncovered the burial of 2 adolescents, their heads placed side by side. What truly astonished them were the approximately 300 fox teeth piercing their graves, alongside over 10,000 beads crafted from mammoth ivory, more than 20 armbands, 16 intricately carved ivory mammospheres, antlers, and human fibulae carefully laid across each child's chest. The boys, aged between 10 and 12 at the time of their demise, exhibited signs of infirmity preceding their deaths. Yet a striking contrast emerged as some adult tombs held no valuable items, while others contained only a modest assortment. This enigmatic find at Sungir speaks to the intricate customs and beliefs of a long-vanished world, where the lives and deaths of its people were marked by unique rituals and practices. Hidden Japanese settlement. Amidst the backdrop of Vancouver's pervasive racism, a resilient Japanese-Canadian community found its foothold in the North Shore Mountains of British Columbia during the first half of the 20th century. This hidden settlement, veiled by history, speaks volumes about the determination and challenges faced by its residents. In those times, Japanese people encountered multiple restrictions. They were barred from voting, entering civil service, or practicing law. Early on, loggers likely pioneered this North Shore settlement, which had largely depleted its forestry resources by 1924. However, intriguingly, there's speculation that the forest may have reclaimed the area. Although there isn't definitive evidence of permanent habitation beyond 1920, A specific date and reports of subsistence activities hint at an abrupt departure. The surge in World War II military activities suggests a likely relocation, which some documents corroborate. This pivotal shift possibly occurred around 1942, marking the settlement's end. The enduring mystery of this settlement is further intensified by the sheer volume of artifacts left behind, numbering over 1,000. These remnants tell a silent but poignant tale of a community that thrived, struggled, and eventually had to leave in haste, leaving a trail of historical significance in its wake. 1,700-years-old Roman eggs archaeologists have unraveled the mystery of 1,700-year-old Roman eggs in an ancient settlement near a bustling Roman road. One of these eggs, astonishingly preserved, stands as the sole complete Roman egg ever unearthed in Britain. These eggs were discovered within ditches believed to have initially served as brewing pits during the 2nd and 3rd centuries, later transforming into garbage pits. During excavation, a pair of these ancient chicken eggs from central England emitted a strong, sulphurous odour, a testament to their remarkable preservation. Yet a third egg remained miraculously intact, preserving an intriguing glimpse into the culinary practices and daily life of ancient Romans in Britain. Ashes of Pompeii. Recent archaeological excavations, as reported by Fran Lids in Smithsonian Magazine in September, have unveiled a treasure trove of discoveries within Pompeii. These findings include a Roman fast food eatery, a vivid fresco depicting a fierce gladiator battle, the well-preserved remains of a saddled horse, and a peculiar inscription challenging the eruption date of Mount Vesuvius, suggesting October instead of August. These remarkable revelations stem from the ambitious Great Pompeii Project, initiated in 2012 with a substantial budget of $140 million. Among the assorted artifacts unearthed are playing cards, miniature dowels, scarab beetle-made skulls, crystals, phallic amulets, mirrors, and gems. Intriguingly, this eclectic collection hints at a possible role as a primitive spellbook, utilized for fortune-telling or attracting good fortune. Alternatively, it might have served as a tool for sorcerers to refine their abilities, delving into realms of fertility and seduction. One particularly noteworthy discovery is a cache of cash, likely belonging to a slave or servant due to its lack of gold adornments typically associated with Pompeii's elite. Another enigma emerged from an English chimney, concealing a mysterious liquid-filled bottle alongside teeth and pins, leaving archaeologists and historians fascinated by these enduring relics of the past. Teeth pins. During the 16th to 18th centuries, people employed an array of curious objects, including bent pins, nails, thorns, urine, fingernail clippings, hair, and even teeth, as potent defenses against witchcraft. According to Paralysis C. Meyer from G-Store Daily, these items were used to create powerful charms, believed to ensnare witches by impaling them on the sharp points of pins. By the mid-19th century, a different form of protection emerged in the shape of witch bottles. Recently, one such artifact was unearthed in a former inn and pub in Watford. These witch bottles were crafted from hollowed-out containers, each carrying its unique set of safeguards against malevolent forces. This fascinating historical practice offers a glimpse into the superstitions and fears that once gripped societies, where the physical world intertwined with the supernatural, and everyday objects transformed into instruments of protection against the unknown. Whale vertebrae. In the midst of the 2nd century AD, a group of Iron Age Scots bid farewell to a dwelling on the Orkney Islands. Within this ancient abode, they left behind a curious amalgamation: a human jawbone, the remains of newborn lambs, a pair of red deer antlers, and a substantial grinding stone. What made this ensemble all the more intriguing was its unconventional container, a hollowed-out whale vertebrae, as reported by the University Institute. Archaeologists from the Moonroof Institute embarked on the quest to decipher the significance behind this unusual assembly. Their intent was twofold: to offer closure and to delve into the mystery. DNA analysis, conducted by UHI archaeologist Martin Carruthers and his team, confirmed the bone's origin as that of a fin whale. This revelation raised questions about the ancient humans' activities. Were they hunting such colossal whales, or did they stumble upon a stranded whale carcass? The discovery of additional whale bones lends weight to the latter hypothesis, suggesting that these ancient people may have been opportunistic scavengers, collecting resources as they encountered them on their path through life. Maya artifacts. A hidden treasure trove of Maya artifacts was unveiled in the cave system at Chichen Itza, thanks to the accounts of local villagers who stumbled upon it. Surprisingly, their discovery went unheeded by the authorities, who sealed off the area from the public and withheld documentation on the find. Accessing this intricate network of chambers required archaeologists to wriggle through tight spaces while lying on their stomachs, a challenging journey that took nearly 5 decades to undertake. The Maya were renowned for their construction of such cave systems. One archaeologist, Guillermo de Anda, found himself overwhelmed with emotion. He had previously investigated human remains in the sacred cenote at Chichen Itza, but entering this cave alone was a profoundly moving experience. This untapped cave, filled with Maya relics, stands as a testament to the hidden treasures that still await discovery beneath the Earth's surface, revealing the rich history of ancient civilizations like the Maya. Medieval woman. Beneath the storied halls of the Tower of London, a place known for hosting England's most prominent figures, archaeologists made a striking discovery: the medieval skeletons of a woman and a child. While these individuals may not have held illustrious titles, they contributed to the tower's rich history during their time. The excavation took place in the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula earlier this year. Unearthing remains estimated to date between 1450 and 1550. One of the skeletons belonged to a woman aged between 35 and 40, while the other was a child of around 7 years old. Alfred Hawkins, the Assistant Historic Buildings Curator for Historic Royal Palaces, suggested a connection between these individuals and the Royal Mint, Royal Armouries, or the soldiers tasked with guarding the crown jewels. This theory is supported by the absence of signs of violent death. The Tower of London, an enduring symbol of power and intrigue, has harboured not only royalty, but also countless labourers over its nearly 1,000-year history. These excavated remains provide a rare glimpse into the lives of those who toiled within its walls, shedding light on a facet of human history typically obscured by time. This discovery, much like the recently found lost footage of one of the Beatles' last live performances, unearths a hidden chapter of history, reminding us that even lesser-known figures played vital roles in the grand tapestry of the past. Rediscovered Beatles performance. For many years, fans believed a particular Beatles performance had been lost to time. However, one devoted music enthusiast changed that narrative. After keeping a recording of the show on a wind-up camera in his attic for over 5 decades, he decided to digitize this historic performance. The Beatles concert was considered lost footage until recently. The story took an exciting turn when this music lover crossed paths with Chris Perry of Kaleidoscope, an expert in restoring lost footage. Perry was inspired by the media buzz surrounding this discovery, and he shared a 92-second clip of the extended performance. While both the extended and shorter clips remained silent, Kaleidoscope took on the challenge. They remastered the footage, synchronized it with the audio from Paperback Writer, and improved its video quality. Finally, Beatles fans could relish the opportunity to witness this long-lost performance. 32,000-year-old wolf head in Siberian permafrost. When it comes to preserving ancient remains, Siberia's permafrost stands unmatched. In 2017, along the banks of the Teretic River, a local resident stumbled upon the frozen remains of a 50,000-year-old cave lion cub. The following year, mammoth tusk hunters uncovered a 42,000-year-old foal. However, one of the most captivating discoveries of recent times was a fully intact head of a Pleistocene steppe wolf, preserved in permafrost for over 32,000 years. This remarkable find offered insights into an extinct lineage of wolves, distinct from their modern counterparts. Initially, there was speculation that the wolf's severed head, still adorned with fur, was unusually large. However, an evolutionary geneticist from the Swedish Museum of Natural History clarified that the size was indeed typical. The Dancing Girl painting, a seemingly unattractive panel painting by Samabu, known as Dancing Girl Christ Mocked, nearly met its demise, almost discarded like trash. However, in an unexpected turn of events, it sold at auction for a staggering $26.8 million after experts identified it as a long-neglected masterpiece. This 13th century artwork, which had resided above a woman's stove in France for years, took the art world by surprise. It was recognized as a significant work, part of a polyptych created around 1280 by Samabu, notable as Jodo's teacher. The French government imposed an export ban on the painting to gather funds for its acquisition, elevating it to one of the top 6 most expensive works sold worldwide in that year. Discovery of infant skull helmets. Archaeologists unearthed a puzzling discovery in Salango, a ritual complex on Ecuador's central coast. Infant remains were found wearing peculiar headgear made from the skulls of older children. These macabre headpieces were constructed by placing a modified cranium from a second juvenile atop the primary infant's head, leaving its face visible. The researchers also discovered the skull helmet worn by a $26.8 million Renaissance masterpiece. This unusual practice raised questions about the purpose of these helmets, with hypotheses ranging from offering extra protection to connections with ancestor worship. Terracotta Army in China. One of the most remarkable archaeological finds of the 20th century was the Terracotta Army in China. In 1974, farmers digging a water well in Shanxi province unearthed this vast assembly of terracotta soldiers, numbering in the hundreds of thousands. These life-size soldiers were placed in pits to accompany the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, in the afterlife. Remarkably, many other non-military terracotta figures were also discovered in various pits, including officials and acrobats. The length of this colossal tomb, guarding the emperor's journey into the hereafter, is equivalent to that of a football field. This monumental discovery continues to captivate the world, offering insights into ancient China's art, culture, and burial practices. These fascinating stories of rediscovery remind us that history's secrets can lay hidden for years, waiting to be uncovered by dedicated individuals and archaeologists. These remarkable findings shed light on our past, offering a fresh perspective on cultures, art, and even iconic moments in music history.